number of steps that are in this butterfly and how long it takes, I have broken this video up into 4 parts. So in the first part, there's rows 1 through 3, as well as making these antennas. In the second part, you'll find rows 4, 5, and 6. And then I have in the third part, a top and a bottom of like finishing the wing of the butterfly. And then the fourth part will finish the other half of the butterfly, as well as show how to do some of the finishing touches on the butterfly. So let's jump into it. I've joined my yarn at that first stitch marker that we placed. I just joined it with a slip stitch. Now we're gonna chain 3. It's gonna get us ready to do 4 back post treble crochets on these first 4 here, just like we've done with other rows. We're gonna keep them consistent all the way throughout. Then we'll chain 3. We're gonna skip this from the prior round. We're gonna single crochet into this first one, and then we'll chain 3, single crochet. We're gonna do this 3 times. So we'll have 3 single crochets here, chain 3. So we'll have, let's see, chain 3, single crochet. There's 1, 2, 3, and then we'll chain 1, and we'll double crochet into this next chain 2 space, and then we're going to turn. So now we've turned, we're gonna chain 3, and then we will single crochet into this chain 3 space that we just made, and we'll chain 3 again, single crochet, and then chain 3 again, and single crochet into that. So we have 3, we'll do that 3 times. So we have 3 of them here. So 1, 2, 3. And then we'll chain 3. We're gonna skip this chain 3 space from our prior round, and then we're gonna front post treble crochet around these stitches here. And then we'll turn again. So we just turned, now we'll chain 3, and we're going to back post treble crochet around these 4 treble crochet stitches that we just made. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we'll chain 3, and we'll skip this chain 3 space that we made. We'll single crochet into the next chain 3 space, chain 3, lost my yarn. Then we'll chain, we chain 3, and then we'll single crochet into the next space, and then we'll chain 1, and we'll double crochet into this next space, and then we'll turn again. Lots of turning in this. So now after we've turned here, we'll chain 3, we'll single crochet into this next chain 3 space, chain 3, and then we'll front post treble crochet around these next 4 here. So we're going to be skipping this chain 3 space here. then we're going to turn again. All right, now I've turned. I'm going to chain 3, and we're going to back post treble crochet around the stitches that we just made. So we'll have 4 of those, and then we'll chain 3, and we'll skip this space, and we'll single crochet into the next space, and then we're going to chain 10. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit complicated. So we're making the eye that's in the corner of the top wings. So it's gonna have a loop here, but how we do it is a little bit confusing to explain. So it's easy to show. We're gonna skip this next space here, which is actually a treble crochet stitch, so we'll skip this space, and then we're going to, in this next space, we're gonna single crochet there, and then here's where it gets a little bit more complicated. So we're going to actually treble crochet into the 5th chain in the chain 10 that we just made. So we'll yarn over a couple times. I'm gonna count 10. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or I'm sorry, I'm gonna count 5. So then I yarned over twice. I'm gonna go ahead and treble crochet. You gotta turn a little bit to do this. So then we'll treble crochet into that chain, that 5th chain of the chain 10 that we just did. And then we'll chain 2. We're gonna skip this chain 3 space that we have in this round, as well as the stitches that we made on the prior round, so you can see how it kind of comes together there. And now we're going to treble crochet, or sorry, back post treble crochet on these next 4. These haven't been getting as much attention as the others have, but once we finish this part, you'll see it really start to come together for the corner of the wing. It's almost, the first wing is almost finished. Now we have those finished, and then we're gonna turn again. Now this one, you can see how it kind of comes together. We've got the loop on the other side of it. We're gonna chain 3, front post treble crochet around these first 4 stitches. Oops. Very intricate. We'll chain 2. We're gonna skip this chain 2 space that we just made on the prior round, and we're going to do 4 single crochet stitches into the circle that we created with half of that chain 2. So I'm sorry, the chain 10, and that double or treble crochet turn that we just did. So part of it was this piece right here, and then this is that treble crochet. So we're going to do 4 treble crochets into this. It's gonna start making that eye of the butterfly. So we'll do 4 there. Now we're gonna turn, and we're going to chain 3. We're gonna skip this chain 2 space that we made, and then we're gonna back post treble crochet around these 4 stitches here. And then we will turn again. There's 2. we just turned and we're going to chain 3, front post, treble crochet around these first 4 stitches. Then we'll skip this chain space that we had from the prior round, and we'll chain 4. And then we're going to end up crocheting into this chain 5 space right here. So we'll skip this chain 3 space, we'll skip what we started with our the eye of the butterfly. And now we're going to do, we'll crochet 2 single crochets into this chain 5 space. We're gonna do some picket stitches. So we'll picket stitch, which is, if you haven't done it before, my version of a picket stitch at least is a chain 3, and then you'll single crochet into the 3rd chain from the hook. It makes a cute little accent piece for our butterfly, and then you'll single crochet 3 more times into this chain 5 space, and then we'll do another picket stitch. So we'll chain 3 for our picket stitch and then single crochet into that 3rd chain from the hook. And then we'll crochet 2 single crochets into this chain 5 space. And then we'll chain 3. We're gonna skip this chain 3 space, and then we'll front post treble crochet around the next 4 stitches. And then we'll turn again. Okay, just turned. We're gonna go ahead and chain 3 like we did the other one, and the other rounds or rows, and we'll treble crochet into these first 4 just like the others. This one's a back post treble crochet since we're working from the back. Now we're going to skip this chain 3 space. We're going to chain 6. And then we will single crochet right between these 2 picket stitches. So you might recall we had 3 single crochet stitches between these picket stitches. We're going to single crochet in the middle one. And then we're going to reverse single crochet back up this chain 6 that we just did. So if you haven't done a reverse single crochet, it's literally how it sounds. It's a little bit awkward to make, but you'll stick your hook into the first chain, and then you'll yarn over, pull through just like you did. My yarn got a little bit messed up here, but just like you would normally, and then you'll yarn over and pull back through that. That looks a little bit funny because my yarn got messed up, but so then you'll do the same thing. So you'll insert your hook through the next chain, you'll yarn over and pull through that, and then you'll yarn over again and pull through both of them. We're only going to do it 3 times. So insert through the next one. Whoops. And then we will, sometimes it's easier to do it one way or the other, but it takes a little bit of practice getting it. But you'll basically just single crochet backwards 3 times up that chain 6 that you just made. And then we're going to chain 3 and we'll skip these picket stitches and we'll skip this chain 3 space, and then we're going to back post treble crochet along these just like we have on the other rows. And then we'll turn. You can really see it starting to come together here. We're almost to the tip of the butterfly on this side. We'll chain, or the wing, I should say. We'll chain 3 treble crochet around these first 4. And then we'll skip the chain spaces that we have here, and then we'll front post treble crochet around these last 4. If I can get my yarn to cooperate with me here. And then we'll turn it again. We're extremely close. So we'll chain 3. This is going to be a little bit different than the other rounds. So we have 4 on each side. We're going to skip this first one, and we'll back post treble crochet around these next 2. Basically the 2 in the middle. And then we're gonna skip this one. So we end up with what looks like kind of 3 because we have our chain 3 here. And then we'll treble crochet in this middle space between where they come together. And then we're going to do something very similar on the other side. So we'll skip this stitch, we'll back post treble crochet around this next one, and then we'll back post treble crochet these last 2 together to kind of bring it in a little bit. So we'll start to back post treble crochet on this one, but we're not going to finish it because we're going to bring the last one into it. So then we'll start another back post treble crochet on that last stitch, the last post. So we'll have 3 loops on our hook, and then we'll bring those together. So kind of looks like there's a treble crochet 2 together here, and then we've got that treble crochet 2 together here. Then we'll turn for the last little part. On the tips of the butterfly, they have this cute little piece here that comes out. So that's what we're gonna make here. We're gonna chain 9. And then we're going to slip stitch to the last post, or the last stitch at the very end. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here. It doesn't matter too much where you put it if you put it somewhere else, because it's all gonna get covered up once we do our border. So we'll have these picket stitches and these single crochet stitches around the edge. That's gonna go around this loop and really cover up our edges here, so we don't have to worry too much. But that's it on the top wing. We're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna tie it off, and then we will come back and join at the second stitch marker that we did. All right, and we're getting ready now to join at stitch marker B, or the second stitch marker. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over here. This white stitch marker is that second one that we're joining at. I'll just join with a slip stitch. Then we're going to chain 3, and then we'll skip, we won't chain or do any more stitches into this first double crochet stitch, but we are going to do a double crochet 2 together in these next 2. So it starts to kind of make that wing a little more narrow on this bottom piece here. Then we'll chain 3, and we're gonna skip this chain 3 space. So we'll chain 3, skip that one, and then we'll single crochet into this next chain 3 space that we had here. So we had these 3 spaces from the prior round. We're gonna go ahead and double crochet into each of those with a chain 3 between. So we'll single crochet into each of those. So we'll single crochet, chain 3, and then single crochet into this 3 times. So we'll have this 1, 2, and then 3, and then we'll chain 3, we'll skip this chain 3 space, and then we'll double crochet into each of these next 3 double crochet stitches from the prior round. And then we will turn. This next part we'll chain 3. Just like the last round, we're going to double crochet 2 together to continue bringing the shape of that wing more narrow. Now, after we do our double crochet 2 together, we're going to chain 7, and then we'll double crochet into each of these chain 3 spaces. So we'll skip this one, we'll double crochet into this one, and then we'll double crochet into this next one. Then we'll chain 7 again. And then we'll slip stitch. We're gonna skip this chain 3 space, and we'll slip stitch into the double crochet 2 together stitch from the prior round. So we'll just slip stitch into that one, and then we'll turn again. Here we'll chain 1, and we're going to single crochet 10 times into each of these 2 chain 7 spaces. And then we'll slip stitch after that last one. So this is gonna be 10 single crochet stitches, nine and 10. And then we'll do 10 more on this side. And then we'll just slip stitch to that last stitch that we had at the end. And then we'll turn again, and we'll chain 1, we'll single crochet into this first stitch, and then we'll do a picket stitch. So that's chain 3, and then single crochet into this 3rd chain from the hook. And then we'll single crochet 3 times, or into each of the next 3 stitches. And we'll do another picket stitch. Chain 3, single crochet into the 3rd chain from hook, and then we'll single crochet 3 more times into the next 3 stitches. And we'll chain 10, chain 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we'll treble crochet into the 7th chain from the hook. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll wrap over 2 times, and then we'll treble crochet. So it creates one of those little circles again. We'll chain 3 times. So you can see it'll end up kind of matching the other side here. And we'll do the same kind of thing on this side too. So we'll skip 6 stitches. So we'll skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we'll single crochet into this next stitch. So just to make sure it mirrors the other side, we're gonna single crochet into that one as well as the next two. So we'll have 3 single crochet stitches right there beside each other. And then we'll have a picket stitch. So chain 3, single crochet in the 3rd chain from the hook. And then we'll single crochet 3 more times. And then we'll do another picket stitch. 1, 2, 3, and single crochet. If I can get it. Single crochet in the 3rd from the hook. And then we're gonna, in this piece, we're gonna single crochet into this last stitch. And then we'll also slip stitch into that last stitch, and then we'll turn. All right, we're going to wrap up the last piece of the second wing that we've been doing here. So we'll chain 6, and we're gonna skip this. Oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the last one. We're gonna skip the slip stitch and the single crochet from the prior round. We'll skip 2 single crochets. So we'll skip that one and that one. And then we're gonna put a treble crochet right here in the middle between these 2 picket stitches. And then we'll chain 4, and we'll skip 2 single crochets again. So we'll skip this one and this one, and then we'll treble crochet into the next one after that second picket stitch. Now we'll chain, we're gonna chain 5, and we're gonna get ready to put some stitches into this ring that we made on the prior round. So the first stitch is gonna be a double crochet stitch here, and then we'll chain 6, and then we'll put a treble crochet into the ring. And then we'll chain 6 again. And then we'll do a double crochet into the ring. Oops, that's not a double crochet. Double crochet into the ring. And then we'll chain 5. And put another double crochet into the ring. Not easy when it wraps up around itself. Now we'll chain 2, and we're going to skip this space here, and we're going to skip the first single crochet from that prior round, and then we'll put a treble crochet into the next stitch, just like we did on the other side before this ring. And we'll chain 4. And we'll skip 2 single crochet stitches, so this one and this one, and then we'll put a treble crochet into the one that's right in the middle between those 2 picket stitches. Now we'll chain 6, and we'll slip stitch to the end, or the first stitch that was on the prior round. So right around here, we'll go ahead and slip stitch, and then we'll tie it off. So when you're finished, it will look about like this.